Listen, are you guys tired of your PrizePicks entries looking like this? I want them to start looking like this. Well, you've come to the right place. Here at OddsJuice, we found the optimal way to select and play picks on DFS platforms. You can see a screenshot of my personal account here, where I've tallied over 800 entries won and over $200,000 in amount won. Now, this isn't all profit, of course, but my win rate over 6,000 picks sits at 55.71%, and I'll explain why that is so great throughout this video. Before we get to that, there are 4 key steps to understand how to win on PrizePicks. First, you have to understand fair odds. Then, I'll show you why you guys who are constantly playing 2-pick entries are doing it all wrong. Then, I'll show you what you should actually be doing. And finally, how to do it. So first you have to understand how sportsbooks make money. Essentially, they charge a juice or a vig for all the props on their sites. The odds are the bookies' ways of setting the probability of a certain event happening. Here I have a list of player props on Pinnacle for an Atlanta Hawks game. I want to draw your attention to Clint Capella. His PRA prop to go over and under are both set to -115. Technically, this means the prop is supposed to have a 50-50 chance of going over or under. So it's equivalent to a coin flip. If you bet $100 on tails, it's only fair if you get $100 in return. In this case, you can see I have to bet $115 on either side to get $100 back. So Pinnacle is taking a $15 juice on each side of this bet. Another example can be seen here with Capella's rebound prop. Though in this case his over is favored, so I have to lay down 133 to win 100. Anyway, with this no vig calculator, you can see the no vig fair odds of his over are 53.43%. The point is, by understanding the juice and true odds, you're one step closer to making smarter bets. Now, how does this relate to PrizePicks in any way? Well, PrizePicks is still a betting platform, but their payouts work differently. For power plays, it's the same concept as cooking up a parlay on any other sportsbook. Take the simple 2-pick power play. You're laying down $100 to win 200, which is just plus 200. Using a parlay calculator, you can back out the fair odds. That will give you a $200 payout. You see it's backed out that each leg is equivalent to about -137. This number doesn't mean much on its own, but when you translate it to percentages, it's equivalent to 57.8%. This means you have to be hitting your picks at a 57.8% just to break even on 2-pick power plays. I can almost guarantee nobody is hitting that rate in the long run. Now, if you're thinking, what about 3 picks? Well, I'm sorry to tell you, you're even worse off. 3 picks come in at -141 fair, which translates to a 58.5% hit rate to break even. In terms of power plays, the best odds are actually for 4-pick power plays, which need a 56.2% hit rate to break even. The math is more complicated for flex plays since they have varied payouts, but they don't really make things better for the 3 and 4 pick plays. 3-pick flexes break even at 59.1%, which is by far the worst, while 4-pick flexes break even at 56.9%. Now here's a table of all that information condensed so you could see it easily. Not all hope is lost though, because here's what you should actually be doing. As you noticed, I haven't mentioned the 5 or 6 pick flexes yet, because I saved the best for last. Without boring you with any more math, these 2 entry types are the best by a long way. They both sit at -118 fair, which translates to a break-even hit rate of 54.07%, which is way better than anything we've gone over. So if you have a hit rate of over 54% and only play 5 and 6 flexes, you're on your way to actually making money. I don't mean hitting 6 out of your last 10, but more like something around 550 wins over your last 1,000 individual prop bets. I've tracked every single entry I've placed to the best of my ability since June, and my record sits at 3,494 wins and 2,778 losses, which is a win rate of 55.71%. While the extra 1.7-ish% edge I have over 5 and 6 flexes seems little, I can assure you it's not. Again, a lot of complicated math, but if I draw your attention to this EV here, you'll see at a 54.07% win rate, your EV is 0, as I've been explaining. Well, look at the EV when your win rate is 55.71%. It's 11.6%. This means that for every $100 you bet, you can expect to profit $11.6. This is an insane ROI that can be found consistently and isn't like anything you can find on any other sportsbooks other than occasional bet boosts. It's worth noting that even with this higher win rate, the odds of hitting a 5 for 5 are only 5.37%. So you're expected to win only about 5 out of 100 entries. This is why volume betting is so important. The more bets, the merrier. There will be a lot of frustrating bad beats and awful runs of constant losses, but over time your return should fall back to a profit of about 11.6%. For every bad run, there'll be a good run where you might hit 3 in one day. For 6 flexes, there's a 2.85% probability of hitting all 6. So because of that, I just like to stick with the 5 flexes, but to each their own, because they're both extremely profitable. So how do we actually find the picks that have an edge? Well, we just use sportsbooks. Remember, sportsbooks set their lines based on the probabilities they believe a prop will hit. These lines are based on several sharp bettor models and the concept of supply and demand. So it's a combination of models fighting against each other, which are most likely more accurate than any handicapping anyone can do. Essentially, these books have already done the work for us. There's no need to look at matchups, past performance, or anything because it's all priced into the odds for the most part. I know that's the fun part of sports betting, so we look into it here and there, but really it's all in the math and the odds. Now, there's several sharp sportsbooks like Pinnacle, BetOnline, and several Asian sportsbooks. So OddsJuice calculates fair odds for props across most sports to find those with an edge. Refreshing every 5 minutes, this page has all the profitable bets for both PrizePicks and Underdog if you use that. If you don't, by the way, I have 2 sign-up links in the description where they give you a $100 deposit match. Here, the lowest prop on the page is -119, which is right above the break-even of -118 as I explained. This is the best way to get the most bets down as there will often be up to 150 profitable picks on the board per day. If you take even 50 of those, you're looking at 10 entries a day or 300 per month. With even a low $10 unit and EV of 11.6%, you should expect a profit of about $350 per month. Remember, this is only for 5 and 6 pick flexes and there will be variance. Like I said, you will lose a lot of times and you will win a lot of times. Anyway, if you want to use OddsJuice, head to oddsjuiceinc.com and you could sign up today. Other than that, have a great day, like and subscribe.